Hello, and welcome back to Kiro's Workshop. If you remember, on November of last year, I started a new section on my channel called But Make It Fashion, where the idea is to recreate an existing character and give it a fashion twist. Some of you agreed that Nickit and Thievul were already part of this series, and then on November I made the Pokemon Serena. A lot of you commented on which character you wanted to watch next, and after some voting, Shego from Kim Possible won the polls. Special thanks to Timmy Turblant for the suggestion. Now, to make this character, I decided to use a Frankenstein doll, since Shego's face is like a grey-greenish stone. But I've been obsessed with Hextian rendition of the Bratz dolls, and after some encouraging words from him, I decided to give my Shego a human skin color and use a Bratz head instead. This is the first time I'm repainting a Bratz doll, and I'm using a Never After high body. Hextian's tip for a successful Bratz repaint is to not fight with the mold of the eyes, but since I'm not making a Bratz character, I wanted to keep my own eye shape for this one. Since Bratz dolls barely have a hint of nose, I'm going to contour it a lot to pop the unexisted bridge, and also the eye socket to create more dimension. Later, highlight the usual points with a cream pastel on the nose and the apples of the cheeks. I must be honest that I tried 10 times to make the eyes before recording, but after I filled the eyes with green, I was still not satisfied, so I erased everything and started from zero. And here is my final attempt. I also drew the eyeliner that I want her to have. Before I continue with the iris, I'll apply her makeup. That is basically just some green eyeshadow. And for the eyeliner, I took inspiration from a look made by Ophelia Liu, winner of the second season of the Netflix show Glow Up. So I kinda believe that this makeup look is a big ding dong. For the brows, I'm following the same technique I always do. And I'll make one brow higher than the other, to add some sassiness to her face. I really love carving the brow with the eraser once it's done. It's extremely satisfying to clean them up. Remember that saving your work with a new layer of sealant is very important. Time to build the opacity of the makeup with more green pastel. And add some light with white on the inner corner. I'll just add the pupils and paint as clear as off camera. And here we are, a successful Bratz repaint with my eye shape. I feel so accomplished right now, and the graphic makeup looks really good. To give her some glow, I'll add highlighter to the tip of her wannabe nose and the cheeks. Add the catch lights to bring everything to life. Now, I always add the lashes off camera, but this time I'm showing you how I do it. First of all, I always use some wispies or 3D effect lashes. These ones are from Amazon. They are very full and soft. First, I grab the lashes, measure the size, and cut it. Assuming that both eyes are the same size, I'll cut another piece. These wispies have a lot of excess plastic, and that gives you some trouble to bend them properly. So carefully, I'll remove some of it. It might seem unnecessary, but I assure you this works. After that, I cut both strips in half. The fake lashes are curled perfectly for humans, but for adults they might be a little too straight. So using the tip of my tweezers, I curl the lashes from the base. And you can see the difference from this curled lash from this one that looks kinda stiff and straight. And yes, you have to curl all of them. Now to glue the lashes, I always use an extremely affordable clear polish. Why? Because it dries faster than glue, and it resists more. I just add a generous amount of polish to the lash and glue them from the outside to the inner corner. And also the polish is thicker. You don't have to struggle with the lashes to stay in place. Now time for the outfit. I rarely draw concepts, but since Shego's outfit is a hot color block mess, I needed to plan everything before screwing this up. I am not a fan of asymmetrical stuff, because it drives me crazy, so Shego's bodysuit will be symmetrical this time. I'll be sewing all of these pieces of fabric together, because I wanted to play with the textures. I have mesh, faux leather, and faux suede. And if I'm completely honest, even before I cut all these pieces, I knew I was destined to fail terribly. And I was totally right. My design has a lot of angular cuts here and there, and sewing angles has and will always be a complete pain in the ass. You can't see this yourself. My patterns had so much technical issues that sewing them was impossible for me, even though all the fabrics were really stretchy. But I was decided to achieve this no matter what. So, after a small mental breakdown, that it's apparently something common on this channel now, I decided to make a mesh bodysuit base first, grab my fabric, and start by pinning down a seam allowance on the center of the back. The enormous Bratz head was getting in the way, so I needed to sew this on my mannequin doll. I need an extra seam allowance to cut the body and remove it from the mannequin. So here I am, sandwiching the doll on 2 pieces of mesh. And here it is, the perfect fit. Being the control freak that I know I am, I was convinced to continue with my initial design, and the only way to achieve this was by gluing every single piece just like a jigsaw puzzle on top of the body. I just trimmed the seam allowance of each pattern and cut it on the fabric, and to do so, my trusty Yoo-hoo is back. By the way, I know it's pronounced like Uhu, but Yoo-hoo makes me happy. Yes, by doing this I might compromise the movement of the doll, but after it dries I might be able to separate the suit from the body. Or maybe not, I guess I'll have to find out. Either way, I was so not willing to make a simple body and paint each segment with acrylic, because I really wanted to play with the textures. The bodysuit is looking great so far. But that burgundy faux leather is not the color we need for Shego. So now I'm just painting those blocks with a neon grey paint, because I want it to look even more futuristic than the original one. And yes, this paint is very sheer, so I had to give it like 5 layers. To sew on the mesh leaves, and to add a little bit more punch to the design, I'm taking a strip of mesh and gather it to create some ruffles on the shoulders. And I will also add a color off camera. For the shoes I grabbed these operetta booties from the New York line. Paint them black and add some touches with the same green of the bodysuit. I made this wig with synthetic hair. I made a wig cap with pantyhose and Elmer's glue, and with hot glue I added the hair webs. For the parting, I used the method Enchaterium did on the Crush video. And here's everything so far. And I love how it looks. Especially that mesh cut on the sides. But the transparency on the front is looking so horrible. It makes the complete suit look like shorts with leggings, and I hate that. So here I come, Kiro the control freak again. So I decided to glue on some suede pieces on top of it. Yes, this was definitely what it was missing. Now everything makes sense. And I also leave a mesh gap on the inside, just like on the sides of the top. And there you go, my rendition of Shego, but made in fashion. I'll be releasing 2 more consecutive videos for this section with surprise characters for you. Meanwhile, tell me who would you like to see next? I know from the polls that you were very excited to see Evelyn from League of Legends and Howl from Howl's Moving Castle, so I'm really taking in consideration these 2 for future projects. Meanwhile, tell me what do you think about Shego in the comments. You know I really love reading and connecting with all of you. And as always, don't forget to support the workshop by liking this video. Share it if you like it, it really helps this channel grow. Subscribe if you haven't, and turn on your notifications. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next time. Hero out!